The strange portal before you glows with an unknown magic. Scenes of dark walls and lightning-filled skies swirl behind its doors. You don't know if it's safe to enter, but it is likely that the portal won't lead to the same place twice. And I'm alone. Shit. Well, in some ways this can actually be a positive thing, because if I'm alone, it's much easier for me to avoid trouble. Extra 9th level spell. Either Mordekainen's Disjunction, Meteor Swarm, or a Greater Spell Mantle. This doesn't really do anything special though. So Meteor Swarm would, but the damage it does at this point wouldn't be that impressive, and we have alternative means to sort of achieve the same thing. Mordekainen's Disjunction is something that's we can't really replicate. It really fucks over any kind of who's trying to rely on magical defenses. For the purposes of bypassing damage reduction, the sword has an enchantment bonus equal to your intelligence bonus or your charisma bonus. Yikes. So +8 for us. Up to a maximum of +20. Spell requires the caster to concentrate on it. Casting spells or performing any other actions when walking or talking may result in a concentration failure and end the spell. So it's a summoning spell. It's pretty much immortal except for his spelling effects. But we haven't used summoning abilities, so I'm not going to start now. Mordenkainen's Disjunction. This doesn't really need to be in a quick slot. It's not used that often. Anywho. I'll cast Premonition and Invisibility. Should be able to move very quickly like this without causing myself too much fuss. Ortano, the Temple of Hecaticus looms in the distance. Right. Your companions are nowhere to be found. Banshee. Okay, don't care. I guess that's the temple then. Grave. You hear chanting down the corridors to your left and right. Locked gates.
I greet you.
Your heart races as you realize that you stumbled into some sort of trap and there's no easy way to get free. Before you can get your bearings, two figures teleport into the room. You recognize the hooded figure as Larcinda, the cultist who helped you find the seer. You see the outline of a smile beneath her dark shroud. Greetings, Roland. You come a long way. What's going on here? Let me first apologize for putting you through the gauntlet in Syrian. The seer assured us of your arrival to this temple 100 years ago, and I had to be sure you really were the chosen of Hecaticus. As a test, I had you aid our little cult, and you proved more successful than I could have ever imagined. You rid us of the chosen of Azrael and Mythicus, and the great Sir Falder himself was slain by your hand. Syrian's greatest defenders are gone, paving the way for our little cult to assimilate even more citizens. When the time is right, and we make our bid to retake the city, it will be almost too easy. But I feel I have you at a disadvantage. I know your name, yet you do not know mine. Let me introduce myself properly. The woman Larcinda has become is hideous. Her skin is grey, dry and cracked, revealing decaying muscle and sinew clinging to her bones. She is not dead, but neither is she alive. Her smile is cunning and manipulative, and her eyes blaze with the power of her sorcery. She speaks in a voice as dry and raspy as the flaky remains of her flesh. My name is Sindalar Azaric, and beside me is my dear husband Asra. The skeletal form of Asra is not as well preserved as that of Sindalar, but the ruthless strength of the Lich is apparent, greater even than that of his wife. He bares his teeth in a frightening smile. His hollow baritone voice echoes through your skull. Oh, don't look so surprised, Roland. Did you think we were dead as well? Have you not heard stories of our power? Have you not heard that the seer was once an ally of ours? How could a monarchy without power and the seer's knowledge possibly be overthrown by a petty rebellion? Isarentane was a fool. He thought to overthrow us, but we had foreseen his uprising months before. We feigned retreat because Myr no longer served a purpose. You see, Roland, Azra and I realized that our empire was as transient as our own mortal flesh. We realized through the slaughter that no matter how powerful we became, the people would fear us and seek our demise. So you became liches. How original. You are as foolish as the others. We do not seek lichdom as finality. We seek the one thing that is eternal, godhood. You think you'll become gods? There is one thing we have learned from our many years of existence, and that is the gods don't care. They don't care about you or me or anyone else. Godhood is a belief of the people. We have achieved immortality through lichdom, but there is one final ingredient that is missing. We need the blood of the chosen of the god of death. Only then can we truly master death.
And that is where you come in, Roland. You so graciously dropped yourself in our lap, and you brought friends as well.
What have you done with my companions?
Ah, you show such concern for your friends. A personality trait that is most unlike that of a chosen of Hecaticus. You need not worry about them. As you can see, they are sitting just a few paces from you, and I assure you, we laid them down as comfortably as we could. We wanted them to be able to see this conversation. Oh, but don't bother waving to say hello, because they won't be able to wave back. They were putting up quite the struggle, so we took the time to relax them by severing their spinal cords.
Hey, what do you plan to do with me?
Azra dear, it appears that Roland doesn't understand the implications of his presence.
If he hasn't figured it out yet, then he doesn't deserve to know. I, for one, am too eager to get started to prattle on about our plans. But Roland, before we start with you, I should thank you. Thank you for your help in Syrian. Thank you for bringing yourself to us willingly, so that we may harvest your blood to perfect our lichdom. And thank you for bringing your companions to us as well, as they will serve most admirably in our other endeavors. The warrior has strength and resilience far beyond that of a normal mortal. He's a champion among humans, and his blood will fuel many more transformations of the Obsidian Eye converts to doppelgangers. You no doubt know by now that the elf has the spark of the divine. There is little more desirable in barter with fiends than divine blood. Take a look at her, for it will be your last. There is nothing more irresistible than the charm of a succubus, a power that comes from their sweet blood. A shame we can't take it without destroying her body. I hope you didn't get too attached to her. Now for you, Roland. We have a far less pleasurable experience for you. Unfortunately, you have to be alive for the process, or at least alive for as long as possible. You see, the fresher your blood is, the more useful it will be to us for the transfusion. We're going to take your blood drop by painful drop. With your blood, we will achieve that which we have sought for so long. We will achieve godhood. Don't try to fight us, Roland. You are defeated. Your adventure and your life are over.
Well met. Hello.
You wake up sweating and confused from the worst nightmare of your life. Or was it? Horrible memories flood back to you. Your companions are dead, slain brutally in front of you, because of you. There is no saving them. There is no raising them. You know in your heart that they are gone. When Percy's beautiful face enters your mind and you feel your soul being torn apart from within, you've lost the love of your life forever. Something was done to you. There was pain, there was blood, and then there was nothing. Or more precisely, you wake up in nothing. You look to the north and see a gentle white light. It is warm and comforting, and it beckons you even as you yearn for it to it like the soft sheets of your own bed. Somehow, do you know that if you walk toward it, all your troubles will be taken away. No more enemies, no more worries about the world. There will only be peace. You look to the south and see darkness pierced by flickering flames. You feel a torrent of emotions coming from it. Emotions of loss, frustration, and rage. The path toward it is disheartening. Somehow you know that if you walk toward it, you will be re-entering the fire that what has been your life. There will be danger, there will be terrible foes, and perhaps there will be vengeance. We're in limbo, but we are dead. We've got nothing. I'm not using commoner's outfit. Rather be butt naked.
Hail the dead.
You see before you the dark figure from your dreams. He felt real before, but never more real than he is now. He greets you solemnly. Hail the dead. It's time to tell me who you are. You have many questions, but you already know their answers. You need only to ask yourself. You're Hecaticus. I may be the god of death. I may be a reflection of yourself. Perhaps they are one and the same, and that is the true meaning of being chosen. Why do you dress like a cultist? Are you angry at me for my choice of colors? Or should you be angry at the cultists for their choice of colors? Did I choose to appear to be a cultist, or did the cultists choose to appear like me? Why don't you just answer my questions? You imply that I am here to answer them, but I am not. I am but a guide to show you that the answers you seek lie within yourself. You need not ask me. You need only to ask yourself. Hmm. Mind the hells? You can answer that question by looking around you. There is lava, there is fire, and there is brimstone. But there are no demons, there are no devils, and there are no damned souls. You are not in the hells. You are not on Arterra, and you are most certainly not in the heavens. You are in a place between, a place that is nowhere, or more accurately, a place that is not yet anywhere. You are at the gates of Limbo, a place where the souls of the restless are judged before they go to their final destination. What are the souls of the restless? They are souls who believe they have neither a place in the heavens nor a place in the hells. Perhaps they lived lives that straddled good and evil, but were truly neither. Perhaps they were wronged in life and are not prepared for death. Perhaps they simply do not believe in the heavens or the hells. You chose to be judged here. Your reasons for being here are your own. I don't see any other souls here. Should all souls be judged the same? The hells are described as plains of fire. The heavens are described as fields of bliss. But there is no description of limbo. It is as featureless as it is fully detailed. You are alone, yet thousands of souls are being judged at this moment. Limbo is nothing until it is shaped by the soul that enters it. Is limbo your domain? Am I Hecaticus? If I was the god of death, does it surprise you that I would choose limbo to be my domain? Where else would I be? The hells, the heavens? Death comes to all, to villains of great evil who are damned to the hells, and the blessed of great good who are sent to the heavens. Should the god of death preside only over the damned or the blessed? Why am I here? You have come to Limbo for the same reason as all souls who come here. You have come to be judged. Who is going to judge me? You will be judged by the gods, by your peers, and by yourself. Within each soul lies the boundaries of morality and efficacy. And only the soul knows for certain how far it drifted from these boundaries during life. The soul knows whether it belongs in the heavens, the hells, or somewhere else altogether. Judgment is not dispensed by another, it is faced by oneself. I know I belong on Arterra. You once belonged on the world that lies between the heavens and the hells, but there you died, and thus you belong there no longer. You cannot return. This is where you belong now. Is there nothing that can be done? You cannot return in your current state. Such is the law as written upon the stars by the gods. Hmm. I never chose the challenges ahead, but you did. Your mortal life determined the judges you will face and the challenges ahead. Do you remember your victories? Did you learn from your mistakes? You need not answer those questions because the challenges surely will. Limbo is not a place of redemption, it is a place of reflection. Why am I being judged? You are dead in the middle world, but your soul remains. There are infinite planes and you have seen but one. Where shall it go? You are chosen, but you have not realized your potential. What power will you have? These are but two questions with answers you must seek in limbo. Remember, you chose to be judged when you walked toward the fire. Your reasons for being judged are your own. What happened to my companions? Like you, they are dead. Unlike you, they have already found the heavens, the hells, or perhaps somewhere else. Will I ever see them again? Will you journey to the heavens? Will you journey to the hells? You have no destination until you have been judged here. So who is to say that you will go to the same place? The planes are as infinite in their number as they are in their variety. Your destination could be any one of them. I have no more questions. Then pass beyond the doors and be judged. I would think this would be fairly good for us. because we're not particularly reliant on any kind of equipment. Halls of Judgment. Weapon rack. Range weapon, no thanks. I could use a melee weapon, it'll keep me alive. Even if I don't plan to use it. Don't exactly have a huge amount of choices. Just minor damage reduction, probably every enemy does more damage or has a better weapon than that blocks, so pretty worthless. Still, have to be butt naked anymore. Reverend Townsend.
Hello to you.
Welcome to the Temple of NWN, young one. I'm Reverend Gerald Townsend. Whether one deserves forgiveness depends on one's motives, instincts, and goals. Sometimes one's next step is unclear, the result is unknown. One can only act on the basis of one's knowledge and beliefs, and have faith that the decision will be the correct one. One is righteous so long as one acts in good faith. You find yourself questioning yourself. You empowered the Azarics, you led your companions to their deaths, but did you mean to? Get to keep all my money at least.
Well met, friend.
Amaryl. Greetings, young lord, I'm Amaryl. Bloody Daggers is a thieves guild, Roland. We operate only in Edinburgh. We extract what we need from the local merchants and nobles. Most people here would give up this meager existence if they had a choice to work for a steady and legitimate living. But no matter what people will tell you, sometimes there is no other choice. Sometimes life doesn't give you a chance to earn what you need. Amaryl ran a thieves guild. He willingly committed crimes and taught others to commit crimes. Yet he was among the most noble men you have ever met. And you find yourself questioning the boundaries of good and evil. Challenge 1. Amemnus. It's like a farmhouse.
Otano, Fortigiama. What do you want?
You can feel this man's vicious stare boring a hole through you. He's heavily scarred and conspicuously missing an arm, but that only makes him all the more intimidating. So, how do you like being dead? Who are you? He sneers. I'm a Memnus, the chosen that never was. What do you mean by that? Do you think mortals are simply born the favorite of a god? No, it must be earned. Every deity has challenges, and I failed the challenges given to me by Hecaticus. I was not the first. He stares at you for a moment. I will not be the last. What were you in life? I was nothing. Nothing at all. I was a farm boy whose parents didn't die fast enough. I was a prospect whose life was wasted in a peaceful community. I had no adventure. I had no help. I lost an arm in a hunting accident. Where is the glory in that? I tried to make something of myself. I went into the mountains and riled up an orc tribe. And when they descended on the town and razed it to the ground, the people blamed me, the very people who held me back. I showed them. I showed them all. I killed my parents and every last one of them who didn't support me. He takes a moment to calm down, his crazed expression turning into anger toward you. I burn in the hills for the rest of eternity because of that, but it would have been worth it if I developed the power I was supposed to have. But you had it all, didn't you? You had a chance to make something of yourself. You were thrown into the fire and forged into a warrior like the chosen should be. You had companions to help you along the way, and I hate you for it. But you wasted it all. You wasted an opportunity that I would have seized. You failed your companions, led them into a trap and watched them die. Then you die yourself. Huh. But I'm not here to judge you by your past failures. I'm here to judge you by a simple test. You think you are more worthy of Hecaticus' favor than I am? Then prove it and pass my test. How did you fail your challenges? I'm not telling you. Maybe I failed a single challenge. Maybe I failed them all. Maybe passing all the challenges is what failed me. But whatever it is, I am not telling you. Figure it out yourself. Okay? What am I doing here? He shakes his head. You're being judged, fool. What do you think Limbo is for? Don't ask me what you're being judged for, or how your judgment is made, because I'm not telling. Nobody told me when I was in your place. Okay, what kind of challenges am I taking? A sadistic grin forms on the scarred man's face. I don't know what the others have in store for you, but my challenge is quite simple. To explain, that is. I never had the nurture you had to grow into the power I was supposed to be. By all rights, your adventure should have made you better than me, and I intend to put that to the test. Prove it. Prove you're better than me. Hmm. Fine, let's get this fight started. You may be dead, but your soul doesn't have a destination yet. If you die in limbo, your soul is destroyed forever. Don't say I didn't warn you. He raises his dagger and launches at you. Seriously? So cripple fight, yay.
Ortano for Digyamar.
Can't die from that. You look at that. Well, he's gonna die from pretty much anything at this point. Let's do an acid arrow. Oh, for fuck's sake, just click.
Ortano for Digyama.
Amemnus's key. Not much of a challenge, but it was a failure. Thorin.
Well met.
Greetings, young man. I have a wife and an 8-year-old son. They mean everything to me. If I've learned anything from Lord Raisin, from Tannin, it is that my family comes first. The moment this job takes time away from my family, I'm stepping down. Thorin had a measure of power and respect in Edinburgh, yet this was all secondary to his family and friends. You find yourself questioning your motivations. Challenge number 2. That's the path forward, I presume. Right. Probably should rest when I have the chance. I still have a decent amount of high level spells, so I'm not too worried, but I'm running out of certain level spells. Yeah, level 4 especially. Melkalor. Hello, Melkalor.
Hi, yes. What?
A halfling materializes before you in a wisp of smoke. My warmest greetings, lesser being. Are you ready for my test, or shall I go and call my pets? Who are you? Don't you recognize your brother? Much alike we're to each other. Just like you, I was favored by death, and just like you, I no longer draw breath. Melkor was my given name. Collecting things was my favorite game. Ah, you rhyming son of a bitch. Collecting what things? The halfling has a strange gleam in his eye then, and his face contorts into a frightening crooked smile. He rubs his hands together and chuckles to himself. Children were my pride and joy. Small ones, either girl or boy. I like to sneak into their homes, then kill the children and steal their bones. We're a child killer. Why the shock and agitation? Your death toll too has seen inflation. We're killers both with different names, but ultimately we're the same. He pauses and looks you in the eye with a deadly serious expression. I am here to speak the truth that others will provide you proof. Evil is a friend of ours. Use it to fulfill your powers. Now I've a key you have to earn before I'm back to hell to burn. Are you ready for your test, or I shall go and call my pets? Speak quickly, lesser being. What do you mean by your pets? My riddles have sent many intellects fleeing. No doubt you'll be stumped as a lesser being. I offer an alternate route for the slow. Defeat my pets and off you go. Okay, tell me about your test. It flickers and burns, it can take away life. It is red in your eyes and soothed only by strife. What am I? Hmm. I think it's it's red in your eyes and soothed only by strife. But I'm guessing it's some kind of it's rage or anger or emotion. I can't. I don't think I have the correct options, but I'll choose fire because I can't see it being illness, candle, or sun. Fire flickers and burns. They can most surely kill. But fires are not satiated by strife, if you will. Your answer is incorrect. Right, I think this was going to lead to a fight no matter what. Intelligence would have been probably the thing that saves your ass. Spell immunity. Well, fuck. It's a ghost of a sort, so you need shadow shield. Motherfucking sunburst. Magic immunity. They're harmless. I suppose I should have just killed them with physical means.
Tetra, glass.
I have a simple summon scroll. This should help at least.
By my direction, attack!
Dire Tiger. See invisibility.
By my direction, attack!
This shows how pathetic I am when someone's magic. It has magic immunity. It's always sensible to have at least one summoned creature. Doesn't really matter, as long as it's not totally pathetic.
Hi, yes, what?
I'm impressed. You passed my test. Now take this key and face the rest. Melkor's Pendant. Only usable by evil. Right. Did it affect my... Oh, this doesn't affect my alignment. Not that I have the tiger summoned, I don't particularly want to rest. It should last for a long time, and I don't really know what's coming up, so it might be worthwhile to have a companion that can do physical damage rather than have a little extra spell power. It's not like I'm suffering from the lack of spell power at the moment, so resting is not really required. Potion of invisibility. Drakkar.
Yes, I greet you.
I greet you, adventurer. I have been following your progress with great interest. Your first inclination is to destroy us because of what we are. Because we are vampires. Vampires feed to survive. Is it any different from your kind feeding on livestock? Is feeding on poultry any less of evil an act? For a moment, you find yourself wondering whether good and evil aren't two sides of the same coin. Yeah, I would consider eating people to be in more of an evil act, yes. Especially the way he does it. Seems to enjoy the terror. Uh, this seems like this is a area ripe for traps. Right. Legal moves of Bishop's White. Will guarantee the step is right, so right. Navigate through the area by going through the yellow white squares. Something in the urns. Yeah, I think they just launched the attack, so they would destroy them. Yeah, the tiger would have died here. Challenge number 3. What is it this time? Lypewis.
Hello.
This dark elf wizard exudes calm, but his eyes scan his surroundings constantly, harboring mischief and deceit in their gleam. His power is obvious, and no doubt in life he earned allies quickly and destroyed them even quicker. He speaks to you with an icy calm. Genesa is burning. It is beautiful, isn't it? Genesa was once one of the greatest wonders of the world, and now look at it. Its lush canopy has been burned to cinders, its myriad colors covered in ash and soot. The maddening sunset has been shrouded in smoke. The insipid birds and animals now lie as burning or decaying corpses. Yes, Genesa is beautiful now. Nothing is more beautiful, more pure than death itself. Who are you? I am Lyperius, the god of death chosen from centuries past. You remember me, if any at all, for I chose obscurity. I preferred to lay hidden in the shadows. It is easier to work without interruption, easier to enjoy the suffering. And few remember me because little remains of the dark elf culture that once terrorized Istar. We were brutal, conquering and enslaving the other races with impunity. And why not? We were better than the other races. Yet I was better than my brethren still. I was chosen. I understood that which is the end of all things. I understood death. Were it not for me, my brethren would not have succeeded so. There was too few of us. I was valued by the kings and generals of Dark Elf culture. I taught them how to finish their enemies. They were brutal, but I was more brutal still. I taught them how to burn trees, how to destroy a forest to flush out their foes. You're responsible for destroying Genesa. I did not light the fires or kill the pale elves. It was not my way. I planted the ideas in the heads of my dark elf brethren. and watch as they did the deeds. I told them to burn the forest, and burn it they did. It is far cleaner this way. Why dirty your hands with blood and ash, when others can dirty theirs for you? It is more enjoyable this way as well. He inhales deeply. The pain and anguish of death is more vivid when you watch rather than you fight. Not all of the chosen believe in my way. Some derive pleasure from the splash of blood on their faces. You will see, your judgment has not ended. Tell me about my judgment. You do not understand, I see it in your eyes. I saw the same lack of understanding from the Dark Elf leaders who sought my advice. Like them, you do as you are told and hope for a better end. Your blindness cost you your life and killed your companions, and now the Azarics use your rightful powers to kill and maim. They do not deserve it. They were not chosen. We saw your actions in the middle world. For every death you dispense, you reminded us of the glory of our lives, when we were gods among mortals. But for every shame you suffered, you shamed us as well. We want you to redeem yourself, and in doing so redeem us. Don't you see? We are here to help you, brother. We are here to guide you to become the death dealer of Hecaticus. Yeah, that death dealer of Hecaticus. That Hecaticus, our true father, meant for us to be. He looks at your hands for a moment. You feel the blood coursing through your veins, don't you? When you cut yourself, you feel the same sharp pain that you always felt, correct? You are dead, but do you feel any different from when you were alive? Your soul persists. It should be clear to you now that life and death are two sides of the same coin, a state of being determined by your soul's place in the planes, and your physical form but a manifestation of your mind. Who's to say you can't return to the middle world? Are you saying I can live again? He smiles. You live now, just in a different place than you used to, but it's not time to speak of such things. You have yet to complete your challenges. What is my next challenge? A simple recreation of the past. Before you lies a camp of Genesan defenders that my brethren descended upon a few centuries ago. They lit fires to surround them, and they would have perished in time. But dark elves have little patience. They did not wish to wait for the fires to spread across the water from the forest canopy, so they rushed the defenders and slaughtered them all. It was messy and unnecessary, and it deprived me of the joyous suffering the pale elves should have endured for the final hours of their lives. I have the key to your next challenge, but to receive it you must retrieve the banner of the Genesan defenders from one of their tents. You could run through the camp and kill them all, but I will be far more pleased if you could take it undetected. Their lives belong to the smoke and fire, not to your magic.
Hold this spot. Don't move.
Right. Steal a banner. So I'm not sure how easy this is, but they have wizards there. Invisibility isn't that hard to detect. Crap. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to escape once I take the plastic thing. There's only one path to take after that. Uh, fuck. He spotted me certainly, but that's all. I could have snuck there, but I'm not particularly good at sneaking. So, he's disappointed. I don't particularly care.
By my direction, attack!
I've retrieved the banner, but you alerted the denizens of your presence. Takes a deep breath. Their fear of the fires that should be their doom has been drowned by their fury over their attackers. He sighs. You may have your key chosen of Hecaticus, but I wonder if you truly deserve to be chosen. I think if you complete things to their satisfaction, you get bonus items. No, get the, but they're all only useful by evil. I'm not going to do evil shit. Doesn't matter what they offer me. Wizard statue. Ooh. You feel like the statues in the room ahead are looking at you. Okay. I need to go through it, but what exactly are they? Huh, I'm still invisible.
Follow me, now. By my direction, attack!
Sir Faldor.
Well met. Hello.
I am Sir Faldor Faramis, first Inquisitor and chosen of the great Judge Bavenor, the God of Justice. Once you have become enlightened by Bavenor, you will understand that justice is an absolute. There is right and wrong. There is only right and wrong. But justice is right and wrong. It cannot be twisted to serve greed, power, or corruption. Sir Faldor was certain that there was only good and evil, but that there can only be good and evil. Was he right? No. Hmm. Siegfried. Impossible. Right, so this is a fight we don't particularly want to have.
Yeah?
Black war paint covers the skin of this ghostly dwarven fighter. You can scarcely make out eyes that are full of fury from beneath his horned helmet. So you're the fool who yanked me from the hills. Who are you supposed to be? What, you don't know? Has my legend waned so much that people have forgotten the chosen of Hecaticus who terrorized the north? I suppose it has. I was powerful once. I was the greatest mercenary in all of Volkern. Who do you think began the Elf-Dwarf Wars over 500 years ago? Who do you think began the centuries-old feud between dwarves and the Paleskins? It was me. It was me. Starting a war is nothing to be proud of. I'm not sure if I want to argue with these people. What did you start the war for? I'm taking a more of a neutral stance because this isn't, well, it is real, but it's not that type of reality. These events seem to happen in limbo, where they're basically meaningless or reenactments like types. I don't feel like I'm just ending the life of normal people. So, what did you start the war for? I was the chosen of the god of death. I was gifted with the strength to fight and kill as no other in my time. I challenged as the chosen of Azrael and Tarsus to duels and killed them both. I reveled in the blood of the war and slaughtered hundreds of pale skins before a lucky arrow shot through my eye. To this day my idiot brethren hailed me as a hero. Ha! It was my duty to cause death. It was my life's work to cause pain and suffering, war and strife. You, of all people, should understand. But from the look on your idiot face, I suppose you don't even know what you're here for. I'm here to complete your challenge. You embarrassed every one of us when you were had by the Azarics. They're more deviously evil than you'll ever be, and they're nothings. They're pretenders who stole your legacy, our legacy. You tarnished the very meaning of the chosen of Hecaticus. Frankly, I don't think you deserve to follow in our footsteps, and I can see from your doltish expression that you don't even know what that means. I was a legend once a legend. Behold the legend of Siegfried.
Well met. Hello.
You don't feel like yourself. Not that you felt like yourself since death. You feel stronger, more powerful, all but unstoppable. But you also feel an insatiable lust for violence. There are elves in the area, and you know in your heart they must die. They must all die. Okay. Suddenly chaotic evil. Have some regeneration going. So, skip the show on the road then. Hi, cleric.
Hello there.
The Silastron High Priestess is gracious and noble, a symbol of purity among the elves. The mere sight of her is maddening. She is a healer, an affront to the death that you bring. You find yourself admiring her soft skin and fragile frame. So easy it would be to draw blood from her, to break her bones and deliver her to the death that awaits us all.
Hail, friend dwarf.
She greets you as though you are an old companion. She is either unaware of your intentions or she refuses to believe them, a sign of weakness.
We are glad that you could come to partake in the admiration of the dancing lights. I see you came ahead of your colleagues, and I'm happy to see such enthusiasm. The dancing lights can be seen just beyond the river.
Nay, elf wench, I've come to partake in bloodshed. You feel your blood boiling pleasurably in your head, shading your vision a deep red. Your fingers itch for the feel of the hilt of your weapons. The elf priestess looks at you in shock.
If this is a joke, you'll pardon me for not laughing.
I'm afraid this is a joke only I'll find amusing.
I don't understand. We've always been allies of the Dwarven nation. What would bring you to hostilities against us?
Her voice fades as the anticipation of sweet death overwhelms your senses in an addictive euphoria. This ain't about the dwarves or the elves. This is about glorious death, and you don't understand now, but you will. Glorious death. Was a fool. I ignored the cleric. Well, it won't last for long, and I'm far superior to them, so it shouldn't matter. Still, it does hinder the killing process quite a bit. Anything else for me to do? More current dwarves. You've known this dwarven war captain for years, but he can't see the benefits of war, the very thing he specializes in. He's too weak to be a leader. He's too weak to live. What happened here? The fool is in shock over the dead elves he sees. We were invited to watch the dancing lights by the elves, but we came and see them murdered before us. Who would do such a thing? His witless eyes begin to widen as his sluggish brain comprehends what he sees. Siegfried, my knowledge the invitation was not extended to you, as you made it clear to us your displeasure of such activities. Is that blood on your armor? Siegfried, what have you done? The same thing I'm going to do to you, old friend. Why? Why would you do such a thing? You shake your head in frustration. Does nobody understand but you? Life is but a prelude to the eternity of death. People spend their foolish days fearing the true beginning of their existence. Death comes to us all. It is the inevitable end of everything. Embrace it. This is madness, Siegfried. You've gone mad. For the good of both Silestra and Volkern, you must be stopped. There's fear in his eyes, you can see it. He knows he is no match for you, but still he tries. He has backbone after all, but his death has been ordained. I shall tell you a secret before you die. I am the chosen of Hecaticus. The leader has specialty weapons, that's why I'm attacking him first. Not sure it really matters. Right, the weaker ones are no match. Right.
Yeah?
The dwarf flashes a cold, derisive grin at you. Now, dear brother, do you see the power you could have had? The chosen Hecaticus are beyond mortals, beyond conquerors, beyond kings. Nations war and crumble at your bidding. I attacked the sacred elven grounds 5 centuries ago. I slaughtered the high priestess and defiled the temple. And when King Stoneblade sent warriors to investigate, I killed them all, every last one of them. I drove elven arrows into the flesh of my brethren. I threw mithril axes into the ashen remains of the elven grounds. Nobody remembers what started it all because nobody knows the truth. A truth I took with me to the grave. You've seen what you could have been. You've seen the power that was stolen from you. Here, take the key. Perhaps now you will have the motivation to become the mighty slayer I was, and you were meant to be. Whatevs. Ooh, we got fully rested. Food. Looks like there's probably one challenge left.
I greet you,
The
my
seer.
child.
At last you arrive, Roland of Edinburgh. You people have known since your birth what I'm going to tell you now, Roland. You are the chosen of Hecaticus, the god of death. There are an infinite number of paths one might take in one's lifetime. Destiny is defined by those paths that are most common. Most paths available to you will lead to great power.
The seer's words ring true in your mind. If most paths lead to great power, do you have to choose the evil path? But if not all paths lead to great power, then which ones don't? I might as well choose according to my nature or personality if I don't know what path to take. I mean, they're all equal in my eyes in that sense. There's no point guessing an answer they want to hear at that point. You might as well go with what you want. So, the final challenge. Well, the final challenge so far, I suppose. I would imagine that these can't keep going on for too long. Boons.
I greet you.
The ghostly hunchbacked hag before you has sickly warted skin and a nose as deformed as the rest of her hideous features. Her lips are leathery and cracked, and her hair is grey and thick as straw. You have no doubt she was a witch in life. She tilts her ancient head in your direction, but her bones are too old to face you. Dilated pupils reach the size of her bloodshot eyes, straining to catch a glimpse of your approach. Her voice is little more than a gurgle.
Welcome, welcome to my realm.
Who are you?
A healer, an inventor, a doctor of vanity. I was beautiful once, the most beautiful in all the land, and fearless as I was pretty. They sought me then, the boys, the men, princes and kings alike, but I turned them aside, for none of them were worthy. Then one day they came less often. I was getting old, so I began mixing brews of flesh and blood and bone, brews to preserve my beauty. I was not squeamish around the dead. I was not. In fact, I liked it. It slowed my age, but not enough. So I began to kill. I began to murder. For fresh flesh is more potent than dead flesh, and tastier too. 2,000 years ago, I was the first. I was the first witch, the first chosen. And this is my brew.
The hag pauses for a long while, then, and you're not sure whether it is in reflection or whether she's studying you. At last she continues.
You have not embraced evil. You are not like me, not like your brothers and sisters. You hesitate still.
I have no desire to be evil, witch.
No? And you have no desire to kill those who sent you to Limbo? And you have no desire for vengeance? For vengeance is murder, and murder is most surely evil. You have in you the strength for vengeance. Do you feel it? You have in you the strength to deal death to anyone who opposes you. You need only to return evil's embrace. I offer you a symbol, an homage to ages of the past. You've heard of nymphs, have you not? Beautiful, gentle creatures, so soft and warm. My brew is made from the flesh and blood of nymphs, a brew that will protect you from the dangers of the challenge ahead. Drink my brew and you embrace evil, and your enemies will fall quickly. Reject it, and you reject the powers owed to you.
I would never drink such a thing. The witch slowly shakes her head.
Then you reject your heritage and your power. Perhaps you may yet attain the key at the challenge's end, but know that you may never attain your destiny.
Okay. Light, please.
Ortano, Fortigiama!
Oh shit. Is there... Yeah, I don't have spells to protect myself from mind affecting. Crap. Well, why would I? Maybe a spell mantle would be enough to protect me. I don't have anything else. At least the invisibility would protect me from getting murdered horribly, but okay, let's at least try the spell mantle. It might not be a magical effect, but it's worth a try. As long as it's just fear effects, that's not the problem. Becomes a problem if there's enemies attached to that, because I'm totally incapable of defending myself at the same time. No. We have about a 50% chance of passing these. So good so far. This is the challenge, as walk to the other side of the map. These would probably protect me from the effects too. Nope. How about aid? Might give us a saving throw bonus. Hit him. Only usable by evil. Need it appear. You can keep it. I don't particularly care what happens next, but I'm ending things here. There's some other challenges should be enough.